All right. Well, joining us now on the Buyers Barricade guest line is the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. He is Mike McCarthy. Hello, Coach. How are you this morning? Hey, Coach.
Hey, good morning.
Let's talk about the preparations for week one. And it feels like, this is the week where you've got the most time. You're going to be the most prepared for an individual opponent that you will be the entire season. If it doesn't go your way, is that disheartening to you? Like, how big of a win is the first one, and how big of a loss is the first one to you? Or is it just like the other 16 in your history?
Are we on the show right now? Or
You're on, Coach.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Coach. We're glad you're here. Glad to have you back.
Where's the music? Where's the walk-up? My goodness.
Next time. You're going to have to give us your walk-up song, Coach.
No, I just want to make sure we're connected. No, as far as the first game, I think the biggest thing is it's more of an excitement to get going. We've been working as a group since second week in April. And, we want to, utilize all this hard work that's put to it. But, that first road game is something that, it's a little bit of a mile marker in every NFL season. We need to be better on the road. That's been a focus for us. And, we talked about it in training camp, emphasized it again this week. You're always disappointed when it doesn't go your way, but the excitement on winning on the road, that's what we're looking forward to get up here in Cleveland and compete.
Hey, Coach, first week again, I've heard a bit about the watchword. You're rooted in all of the things that go along with it. How much of this week, obviously you knew who you were playing, for months, is about process of just becoming a team and all the things that are about being a team and being on time and doing the things, going on the road and showing up and doing all that? And how much of it is actual game prep? I know you're probably doing a lot for tomorrow, but how much was already in place 2 weeks ago?
I think that's an excellent question. Because that's really what week one does to you. And that's why it always feels like forever, because you're really trying to really get the details of your process in order. This is the first time that the team has been on an in-season schedule, and just, older prior years in training camp, you've been able to get your football team on an in-season type schedule probably for 2 or 3 weeks. That's just not the case right now, just because of, the way things operate. So definitely process and flow, I think, is critical to a long season, and that's where we're getting ready to go. So, but the nice thing is the schematic part of it is, we've been working on these guys, all summer from a coaching standpoint. We got a good plan. Frankly, the biggest challenge for us as coaches, I know me particularly, just putting together the first calls that I'll present today to the offenses. You got so much great stuff. It's really cutting it down and keeping it about the quality, not the quantity. And it's something that, just through experience, you go through every year. You got to keep the volume down because, you come out of training camp feeling so good about the things you've been working on.
It's one of those things, Coach, where it feels like no matter what, the world will throw a curveball at you. When you're replacing a Hall of Fame worthy, Hall of Fame caliber left tackle with a rookie, your first game of the year, he's going to be standing across from Myles Garrett, maybe one of the best 2 or 3 pass rushers in the world. Is that how much of a concern is how your rookies on the offensive line are going to hold up in week one?
Well, welcome to the National Football League. You talk about what a great way to, step into it. In the long term of this will be phenomenal for Tyler, to be able to go up against, probably the best defensive player in football right now. So what a great experience for him. But, end of the day, we're competing to win a game. So we got to do the things that we need to do to get that done, whether it's helping them or, just the biggest thing is you got to locate Myles, because they move him. He doesn't just line up and play on our left side the whole time. So just knowing where he is going to be important.
Sticking with the defense, Jim Schwartz calling plays on the other side. We know him from Philly. What do you expect? What is he bringing, and what is he going to do? Anything different? Because he's kind of been a pretty consistent dude.
Yeah, he's a good coordinator. I think he does a really nice job of, he's game plan specific for you each and every week. So he'll have a plan. There won't be a lot of calls, but they do a really good job of, anchoring in on a limited number of calls, but really challenging your concepts and trying to take away what you do best. So looking forward to the competition.
Our guest is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. Head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, is with us. Coach, you're in a unique situation. There's all the talk this offseason about CD's contract and Dak's contract and how's this going to, all these distractions. There hasn't been a lot of talk about Mike McCarthy's contract, and you're in a unique situation as a guy who has a Super Bowl ring and is accomplished a lot in this league. Rarely are guys of your caliber kind of operating without a safety net going in next year. Is this a unique situation to you? Like, does it change the way you approach the game or change the way you coach at all?
I can't let it change because that's not who I am, and that's not why I'm here. So I'm here for a reason. I've earned my stripes in this league, and I never get too far away from it. I think the biggest thing for me is the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. To stand up in front of a group of men and demand focus and diligence and consistency each and every day. I have to bring that. I got to bring that every day myself. So yeah, and that's really where it goes with me. We all have contracts, and sometimes it goes this way. So I've been on both sides of it, and at the end of the day, especially now, I mean, the season's here. I mean, these are conversations that are really for the off season, and I think we all wish that these things would be resolved in that time of year because no one wants to be dealing with anything outside of football because it's demanding. You want to think about ball all day long, and let's not forget we have families. So that's really where my feet and my mindset is.
Be where your feet are. He is head coach of your Dallas Cowboys. Mike McCarthy is sitting here with us up for the regular all season long. He'll be with us every morning, 6:45. Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Depends on the win this week.
Coach, CeeDee Lamb obviously missed most of training camp. 1 to 100, where is CeeDee Lamb compared to where he was at the beginning of last season? And is it going to be a ramp-up process to get CeeDee into prime CeeDee game shape?
Well, he looks great. I think the biggest thing is, he's bigger and stronger. That's been impressive. But he's just getting, just working on the little things, which you always do when you come back. But he's had a good day's work every day. We have a schedule set out for, and we have reps that that are lined up for every player. So this is not out of the norm, but just his volume of work and what he's been asked to do every day. He has hit the mark. So we'll continue to do that today and tomorrow, and then he'll be ready to go Sunday, and we'll see how it goes.
Coach, when you look at, and I'm not gonna name names, but you look around the league at some of these guys who are dealing with contract issues in this offseason, and you look at the way Dak's handled his. I mean, does it make you appreciate a guy like Dak that has not been a squeaky wheel, really? He's kind of just gone out and continued to work and said, hey, when it's going to happen, it happens. How rare is that in your time in the league to see a player of his caliber just kind of say, well, I'll just go with the flow, when you see so many guys around the league who are, pitching fits and demanding trades and things like that?
No, it's an excellent point. I think he's handled it amazing. Just the way he shows up here every day, and just he's a grinder. He works. He's so genuine. I just love working with him. Love our relationship, and more importantly, just have so much respect for who he is and what he brings to this organization.
Hey, Coach, as you start the season off, does the team feel different or young or new? What's the feel of your team so far? All of it. I mean, does it feel young? Because you got some guys that are on islands, but they don't play young. But do you feel young?
I'll tell you what, this rookie group, and we talked about it a little bit at training camp, is God, I've just been so impressed with them since the rookie orientation. Made a huge first impression, very mature, and I know the veterans have spoken, openly and glowingly, just the way they've come in here and worked their tails off, and they've done everything that's been asked of them. So they're checking all the boxes, but now it's time to go play, and hey, they all go through it. There's a first for everybody in this business, whether you're calling plays or lining up left tackle or playing center. And so I'm excited to see these guys just get out there and compete because they've done all the work and leading up to this, and hey, it's going to be a hell of a journey, and it's kind of cool that we have to go on the road this first week because this will be a great introduction for them to the National Football League.
Coach Mike McCarthy brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds here on the Morning Huddle. Coach, last one here. When you are preparing for a guy like Deshaun Watson, who, the last year of film is not the peak Deshaun Watson, but what Deshaun Watson has been capable of in his career. How do you let your guys know, hey, what you're seeing right here, it could be this, it could be a lot different than this? Because Deshaun seems like a guy who's got a wide variety of possible outcomes.
No, I agree with you. I think he's dynamic, and when you play, players that are dynamic with the football, I mean, it's you have to treat them accordingly, and he brings that dimension to their offense. You look what they did last year with playing 5 quarterbacks and still made it to the playoffs. I think it speaks volumes of their ability to run the football and ball control. Particularly, they're very high in screens all the way through, every field position. But he brings a dynamic that's different to their football team, and that's something we recognize, and it really focused on the video of him playing because he can pull the ball down and make plays with his feet. He can extend plays, and so that's the quarterback we've been preparing for.
Coach, if I'm just on the outside, I'm excited for you. You spend a whole offseason working, 325 on Sunday. You get to see how much your work has paid off. We appreciate the time, and we'll talk to you next Friday, Coach.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great weekend.